Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajua. It's all about my least favorite purchases for the year 2024. Thankfully, I got some of them in decant, and unfortunately, I got some of these fragrances in full-size bottles, and I'm not sure what I'm doing with them. Hopefully, I'll be able to sell some of them off or give them, eventually. And the very first one I have here, I just want to relate it to a trend that was up around a decade ago, about 8 to 10 years ago. There was this question as to if this particular dress was blue and black or white and black. I am team blue and black. I don't understand those who were like, it is white and black. I still don't get it. People still are of the view that it is white and black. It sort of, gives me a same vibe as to people who said caramel oud by Ada Zafarran was a good gourmand. I had a decant of it. I just got myself a decant. I didn't get a full bottle. And even the decant that I got was like already macerated, I should believe, So whatever I got was like a matured, macerated, decant. It wasn't something fresh out of the box. And I was trying to tolerate this fragrance. Honestly, if you watch my first review, which I'll try and link in the description, I think I was a bit, indifferent about it. But playing with this for almost a year now, because I think I got this back in February 2024. This is one of the worst fragrances in my collection. Thank God I have just a decant. It is the most fecal in a very bad way. It feels like poop, and I'll always refer to it as poop. If you ever love this fragrance, then I don't trust your nose. If you ever said it's a good caramel, gourmand, then I don't trust your nose, unfortunately. There's no way you can tell me this is gourmand. It is just fecal, but not the fecal, that I appreciate in, oudi fragrances. It says caramel oud, so we're expecting something like a sweet caramel and some oud. I get none of that. I get none of the, the notes for this. It is basically a very poopy, funky, off-putting, one of the worst, oudi fragrances I have ever come across. I wouldn't recommend this. You don't need to even test it out, just out of curiosity, you might want to test it out. But to me, caramel oud from the house Ada Zafarran was the worst thing, one of the worst things, I have smelled for the year 2024, so if you are team caramel oud, I don't trust you whatsoever. I don't see why you would see this as black and white when to me it is like completely blue and black, so that is the first one. The next one I have here is going to be a fragrance that it's not bad, but I guess it's been overplayed. Like almost everybody who has ever existed on the planet Earth has come across this DNA at some point. It seemed to be a very enjoyable one. However, I think this was very unnecessary, and it didn't deserve the hype that it got, and I'm talking about Soirée from the house Maison Astra. Unfortunately, the DNA is like washed up. Almost everybody I know of, knows about Nebras or Eilish, and I think people should have been fair, in giving this like the review that it didn't deserve, talking about this being like 4 types of vanilla and this and that. It is simply the less interesting version of Nebras. Nebras has never been like a love for me, but in this scenario I prefer my Nebras, over this Soirée. If you have not smelt Nebras, you might get a bit charmed by the smell, but there's the cocoa powder feel in this one feels slightly cheap, to me. It's macerated. I think I've had it for almost 2 months now, so I would love to believe that it's almost fully macerated, but I still get that cheap feel from the cocoa powder, whereas in Nebras I don't get it, coupled with the fact that Nebras has those berries, which makes it a little more enjoyable to me than this. So I think this one necessarily is not like a bad fragrance, but it didn't deserve the hype that it got, so I would personally not recommend this, because I know a lot of us already have the Nebras and the original Eilish, so I think people I don't know, but to each their own, you know. I'm not here to be negative towards anybody, but I guess feel it should have been marketed as what it is, not, you know, people sort of, you know, line their way for people to buy some of these, you know. And the influencer I first saw this one from convinced me it was like a different, you know, fragrance altogether, and I got it only to find out it is like another version or a cheaper, you know, smelling Nebras. So that is going to be it for my second one. The next one I have here, I'm going to talk about. I have quite a number of them, so let me just quickly go through. Let me start with the decants here. I think that can let's do the decants. So Odyssey Candee from Afeef. What was it about? Odyssey Candee, you know, it has nothing to do with candy. There's nothing candyish or sweet or girly or fun about Odyssey Candee to me. It doesn't smell like Yara Candy. I think it was being marketed as inspired by a version of Yara Candy, which to me it's not. It doesn't smell like Yara Candy in any way. The scent by itself is even hard to describe. There's nothing sweet about it. There's nothing girly, fun, enjoyable, appealing about it. It's an off-putting scent. You know, it's a scent I wouldn't want to, you know, have on myself. It feels like not only is it masculine, but it's not like masculine in a good way. It feels masculine, but like in a bad way, you know, in a bad way. That is the best way I can describe this. If I go any further, people will say I'm just dissing the brand, but that is not, you know, it. I just didn't find the appeal of Odyssey Candee. I'm going to go on with, let me do these two. The Minya series, you know, the OG Minya and the Minya Coco Lash. Really, both fragrances didn't impress me. They didn't impress me in any way. I think the Minya failed to capture the whole essence of the Chirosa City 2. You get where they were going, but they didn't really get there. You know, they started a journey, but they didn't get to their destination when it comes to Minya. Coco Lash, I'm not sure what it is inspired by, but it feels very blunt, you know, boring, nothing appealing. It doesn't come across as something that I enjoy, you know. So for these two, Minya and then the Minya series, I think, yeah, I'm good. I got these, you know, decants, you know, and not the full bottles. Another popular one that I feel very nauseating, unfortunately, I know this one has a bit of a cult, you know, following here on YouTube. It seemed to be almost a lot of people's, you know, favorite vanilla musk fragrance, and that is going to be the Tahara Vanille from Gulf Orchid. I believe that's the name of the house. I really didn't appreciate this at all. It gives me a very nauseating, musky, vanilla, you know, feel. Whatever the composition is, didn't work out for me, unfortunately, you know. But I can see the appeal somewhere, but it's just nauseating. There's something about this that is like nauseating to me. The first few sprays, maybe the first few seconds, I can tolerate it. After that, it becomes very nauseating to me. So yeah, good. I have just a decant of vanilla Tahara Vanille from, you know, this house. I believe they have other amazing fragrances, but this one did not work for me. And the last decant, yes, the last decant I have here is going to be Cranberry Musk by Arabiat. I got the full bottle of, you know, Blueberry Musk, and then got this decant. I love Blueberry Musk. This, on the other hand, failed to wow me, you know. It failed to wow me. Not only don't I get much of that cranberry, which it's promised, it's not like a photo realistic cranberry scent. You get that, you know, faintly, but nothing to really write home about, you know. So I'll personally not, you know, recommend this. It feels very watered down, you know, like very, very watered down, like the cranberry wants to make the appearance, but something is, you know, holding it back. I've had this for at least 5 months, you know, at least 5 months, and it still didn't change. It didn't improve. It didn't get stronger. I was hoping it to get stronger at some point, you know, and it didn't. So yes, Cranberry Musk, I wouldn't say I enjoyed. I really didn't enjoy it. I'm going to go with another one here. I'm just picking randomly here. So let's talk about Afeef from the house Latafa, which I wanted to get because of the bottle. I really wanted to get this, because of the bottle, the sparkly, the peacock, the grand, the whole thing. It looks very nice. It's very appealing to the eye. Unfortunately, the fragrance by itself, I'm not really enjoying it. It's supposed to be peach and what? Peach and something, something, I'm not really enjoying Afeef from Latafa. It's one of my, least favorites from their house. Their releases for 2024. I don't know. It's been like a month or so, almost a month since I received this. So at least I can speak to it, with some form of authority as to experiencing it for at least 3-4 times, wearing it, taking it out. I never really enjoyed it. It's not a fragrance I feel I would dress up and go like, I'm going to go with Afeef today. It's not, so unfortunately the juice didn't wow me. The bottle I like, I was hoping the lid was going to be metallic, but it is like plastic, and that is something I'm not, too happy about. However, when you look at it, from afar, it looks very beautiful, and at least I appreciate that, for that. Aside the bottle, the juice, to me, it's nothing to really write home about. So that is going to be Afeef. I'm going to go with another Latafa, and guess which one it is. Let me give you a second. Just guess. Brioche Vanille. Brioche Vanille till this day has not wowed me. I still haven't, received, or I still don't get any battery, brush or vanilla bread like. I don't get it. I still don't get it. If you do get it, thank God. I still don't get it. It's been like a month and a half. I still don't get anything I appreciate. Somehow in the air, I sort of, appreciate it. But on skin, it feels like bitter. It feels bitter and a bit green. And, I understand it was supposed to be a little more on the complex, and sweetened gourmand side. But I don't get anything gourmand. I will not consider this gourmand in any way, So, I'll be doing a disservice if I say I don't know. I guess I just don't appreciate this. I don't think I'm going to recommend this. Maybe you can get a decant or something to try it out, but to pick up a full bottle of this, I don't think I'm going to recommend it. I don't know. That is going to be it for Brioche Vanille. I'm going to go with another one, which was like made a bit. It became a bit popular around March, April, May of this year. Everybody was saying it's been modeled after Bond number 9 Greenwich Village, and I mean everybody was excited about it. I picked this one up. As a matter of fact, I've utilized this quite a bit, and I wouldn't say it is the worst of the worst, but I just feel it is quite boring, It reminds you of that, Baccarat Rouge, and I love that, Baccarat Rouge, DNA. But I think this is like a very watered down floral version. I think I much appreciate the OG DNA than this, people no longer talk about it, so I guess everybody is sort of over it, Sometimes the excitement of a new release or something, it gets exciting and then you realize you didn't even need it, and that is going to be the case of Avenue London by Grandeur. I think it is like boring. I didn't add well to my nose, my personal, experience. I don't really enjoy it as much. I try to wait, I try to wait, but it doesn't really do much for me. So yeah, I think that is going to that is all I will say about London Oud from Grand Avenue. The next one I have here is going to be one that was promised to be Tiziana Terenzi's. Is it what's the name of the brand? But I think something magenta tanzanite. Yes, magenta tanzanite, and this is Zakariyat Luxe from the house. I think it's from Fragrance World. Zakariyat Luxe, it excited me, the thought about getting this because of what Tiziana, not Tiziana Terenzi, what's the name of the house? Amani said, Tanzanite, the profile, the tobacco, I think tobacco and some booziness and cinnamon, it sort of excited me. But this, I'm not sure how I feel about it till this day. I got this like about 5 months or yeah, about 5 or 6 months ago. And if you are very observant, you notice that I have never really featured this in any video except for one that I spoke about, that it smells cheap. I still don't feel different about it. I still maintain the fact that I don't know, it's not it's not boring per se, but it's not a fragrance I would reach out, for. I think it's supposed to have this Tom Ford tobacco vanille DNA with the Liam Gray DNA, Gris Chanel DNA, something like that, like a combination of that, which I get, but somehow it didn't really come through for me. I don't really enjoy this as much, It feels not only, I don't know how I feel about it, but there's something about it that keeps me from reaching out for this. It's not as if I like it and I'm not reaching out for it, There are so many fragrances I have that I love, but I don't reach out for them. But this one, I just don't like it. It's not nice, to my nose. There's something about it that I don't appreciate. I love the thought of it, but the execution, I think, fell short somewhere. So Zakariyat Luxe from Fragrance World, yeah, I still have it. I think I still have the bottle, so I'll gift this one, I'll gift it out. And the next one I have here is one that I love, the sister to this, I love the sister to this, but this one really is a no. Cupcake from Hawaa. What the fuck were they thinking? Like, this is a scrubber, as people, describe it. This is not good at all. This is not good, It says it has like, I think 2 types of layers of vanilla. It doesn't give me anything vanilla, gourmand, cupcake, sponge cake, whatever cake. It doesn't give me anything cake or gourmand or fun or girly, vanilla, no. It gives me, I think it has a note of, lime. Is it lime or lemon? Which I get, but it gives me sunlight washing, the dishwasher. It gives me sunlight, the dishwasher for the most part. That is all I get and nothing else, So it's macerated. Definitely it's macerated. I sort of, like it slightly more than, when I received the bottle, but it's still not a fragrance I'm going to recommend. It's still not appealing. I don't know, but it's still not appealing to me. So Cupcake, thank God it's not, widely distributed, because a lot of people were looking for this, If you find the Spanish vanilla, grab it, because that is like a phenomenal fragrance. It's one of the, I think, better fragrances from Hawaa, that I have picked up in recent times. But the Cupcake, it's a no for me. It's really a no for me. The next on this list is a fragrance I have since decluttered, and that is going to be Hawaa Pink by Minya. I think I said something, it became a bit controversial. People were offended by the fact that I said it smelled cheap to me. Not only did it smell cheap to me at that time, I'm sure even if I still had it, it would be the same, because I kept it for as long as I could and I just couldn't stand it. It doesn't give me Delina La Rosé, which it was being marketed or paraded as. It doesn't give me that at all. It gives me, the whole idea of Delina, I get it in Hawaa Pink, but it failed to capture the excuse me, it failed to capture the whole, watery light essence of the La Rosé. The La Rosé is different from the other Delinas just because it's like a more watered down, a lighter take on it, like a more summer take on the OG exclusive and the original, but Hawaa Pink doesn't give me that. It gives me something a lot more floral, and some fruits, like fermented fruits and other things, especially on skin. I never really appreciated Hawaa Pink. It was quite, hyped up a couple of months ago. I don't know if it's just marketing, but to me, I never really appreciated Hawaa Pink, and I've since decluttered that. I'm going to go with Le African Drama. Unfortunately, I really wanted to love Le African Drama. It's that's it's supposed to be this, you know, coconutty with a bit of, you know, suntan lotion vibes. I personally am not like a coconut person. There are some I would appreciate if they are boxed with some other things, you know, but the African Drama was a feel to me. I still have my African Drama, you know, bottle. It's a lot better. It's a lot better. I see the appeal, but it's still not for me. You know, it's not like one thing. There are so many facets to it that I don't enjoy. I not get that creamy. It feels like something like tuberosy, you know, feel to it, which I appreciate. But for the most part, I don't enjoy the whole composition of the African Drama. I think it had a potential, but somehow it failed. When you spray it, you know, now that it's macerated, when you spray it, I enjoyed the initial burst, but I don't like the dry down. You know, it gives me something, I don't know how to describe it, but I just don't, and I don't enjoy the African Drama as much as I would have loved to, you know. So yeah, I think that is all I have to say about that. I was trying to sell that one off, you know, when I was doing some declutter, and it looks like none of my friends were interested in that, you know. They were able to smell it, but nobody has picked it up yet. I'll try again and see how it goes. I'm going to go with another one here. I'm looking at the list that I have here. I think I've done everything on my list here, but I'm going to go with the last fragrance I have in hand here. This is not a bad fragrance. I'll not say it's a bad or anything, but I guess it's boring. You know, I just feel it's boring, and that is going to be the Diwani Beirut from Afeef Paris. I have already utilized this like fully, but I will not buy again. You know, I will not buy this again. I will personally not recommend this because it's quite on the expensive side when it comes to, you know, Afeef Paris has most of their fragrances are around the $50 price mark. I would rather do something else, you know, than Diwani Beirut. I'm not sure how, I don't know, but this is quite boring. I think this is supposed to be inspired by This Is Hair by Zakariyat Luxe. If this is how hair smells, then I don't want it. You know, this is quite boring with, I think, Lily of the Valley, some florals, some woods, some musk. That is essentially what this one is. It didn't really wow me, you know, it didn't really wow me. So yeah, I think Diwani Beirut from Afeef Paris is one. Unfortunately, they didn't work out for me, you know. So these are the fragrances for the year 2024 that I would say were, you know, boring, a feel screechy, cheap smelling, whatever it is, you know, depending on which ones it is, you know, but these ones really didn't work out for me. Thank God I didn't have full bottles of some of these ones, you know. Yeah, so I think that is going to be it for today, and let me know what you think about this, my personal experience here. If you have any of these ones and they work for you, let's discuss it in the comment section, you know, like, so in a civil way. Yeah, in a civil way. So that is going to be it for today, and I hope this video found you well. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye-bye.